Let me ask you something. What if you could just eliminate the single biggest fear in your business? I'm talking about data loss, of course. Well, today we're going to dive into TallyPrime 7.0 and show you how it automates your data safety. This isn't just about peace of mind. It's about making sure your business never has to stop. So let's see exactly how it works. Just picture this for a second. You walk into the office, you've got your coffee, you sit down, you fire up Tally, and you see this message. Or maybe even worse, hard disk failure. That feeling, right? Your heart just drops into your stomach. I mean, this is it. This is the nightmare scenario we all have in the back of our minds. Years of hard work, invoices, compliance records, just gone. For so long, our only defense was that little pen drive we were supposed to back up to every single night. But come on, let's be honest. How many times do we forget? Well, you can finally stop worrying about that, because that whole era of risky manual backups is officially over. TallyPrime Release 7.0 brings a completely new, totally automated way to protect your business. And it all comes down to two absolute game changers, TallyDrive and Schedule Backup. Now, these are exclusively available if you have an active Tally software services subscription. Together, they create this powerful automated safety net for your most critical asset, your data. Let's break down exactly what they are. So first up, we have TallyDrive. The best way to think of this is like your own personal, super high security vaults up in the cloud. It's not some generic storage space. It was built from the ground up just for Tally data with end-to-end encryption to keep it 100% secure. And then you have Schedule Backup. This is where the real magic happens. It's a true set it and forget it system. You literally tell it what to do one time, and it just takes over from there, protecting your data automatically in the background. Getting started is so simple. It's a one-time thing. You just hop into the data menu, select TallyDrive login, and sign in with your Tally.net ID. Now pay close attention to step 4 here, the encryption key. This is absolutely crucial. This is your personal key to unlock your data. Tally can't see it, nobody else can. You need to keep it safe because it's the only way to get your data back. And this chart just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? We're moving away from a manual process that's easy to forget and stuck on a local drive to something that's automated, completely reliable, and securely stored in the cloud. It's the difference between hoping your data is safe and knowing it is. So, how do you set up this policy? Again, it's incredibly straightforward. You go to Schedule Backup, pick the company you want to protect, and then you decide how often. If you have a ton of transactions, you might even set it to backup every hour. Then, and this is the key, you choose TallyDrive as the destination. You hit save, and that's it. You're done. You can literally just relax. Now, this is probably the best part. Once you've set that schedule, you don't even need to have Tally open for it to work. There's a little background service called the tallybackup service that just runs quietly on your computer. When it's time, it wakes up, encrypts your data, and sends it safely to TallyDrive. It is total hands-off protection. Okay, so your data is getting backed up automatically. Fantastic. But what happens on that day when disaster actually strikes? Let's talk about the rescue mission, how you manage and, more importantly, restore your data. This is what gives you real confidence. Inside Tally, you get this Manage TallyDrive screen. Think of it as your command center. You can see how much space you're using, and you get a full list of every single backup, stamped with the exact date and time. You can even check if a backup succeeded or failed, so you're always in the loop. And this right here is where the whole system proves its worth. Imagine some major data corruption happens at 4 p.m. In the old world, you'd restore from last night's backup and lose a whole day's work. But here, you just look at your timeline of versions and say, okay, I'll just restore the clean version from 3 p.m. You lose almost nothing. This is an absolute lifesaver. And the restore process itself, it's just as simple. You had to restore, but this time you pick TallyDrive as the source. Tally shows you the companies you've backed up, you pick the right version from that timeline we just saw, you pop in your secret encryption key, and that's it. Your business is back up and running. So when you put all of this together, what does it really mean? Well, it's not just another feature. It's a completely different way of thinking about your data security. It's peace of mind, completely automated. The whole thing really just boils down to this simple little mantra. You log into TallyDrive one time, you schedule your backup policy one time, and then you can actually genuinely relax. This is what transforms your backup routine from a daily chore you might forget into a full-blown business continuity plan. It doesn't matter if it's a hard drive crash, a physical disaster like a fire, or just simple human error, your data is safe. But remember, this entire automated safety net is only active with a valid Tally Software Services or TSS subscription. Keeping your TSS renewed isn't just about getting updates anymore, it's about actively ensuring the very heart of your business. So here's the bottom line. Your entire business runs on its data, and keeping that data safe means staying current. TallyPrime 7.0, powered by an active TSS subscription, gives you the tools to protect it all, effortlessly. So the only real question left is, have you configured your peace of mind yet?